Some of the other impacts, well, there's so many things, the amount of rainfall, the high winds, potential for spin-up tornadoes, so many aspects to this situation.
And I'm continuing to monitor power outages as well. So the wind's picking up, a lot of downed trees, taking down power lines, and we're really seeing these numbers grow. So we have a system here that we're able to kind of see the quantitative data from Duke, PD Electric, and so on. Anson County, believe it or not, 22% of the county is without power. Gaston County, it looks like 13% of the county is without power, but Avery County is astronomical. 44% of the county is without power, and that's because the extreme flooding that's happening there. They were the first one in our viewing area to go under that flash flood emergency. More on that coming up. But let's exactly talk about when is this going to end. We're in the middle of the peak right now. We've seen a gust up to 52 miles per hour around Charlotte. I think it's really about now until 9 o'clock that we're going to have some of the bigger impacts for the Charlotte area. Off towards the west, they're going to see this rain a little bit longer, but here it is. Helene is cruising out of here. It's incredible that we actually had hurricane gusts as far north as Augusta, Georgia. That really just shows the pure power of the system. It was racing by. So we're seeing wind gusts, I think, still around up to that 50 mile per hour range over the next hour or so. One good piece of information is I think you might have a little bit of dry air. It's called the dry slot. This often comes from a weakening system as it starts to unravel a little bit. Everything starts to roll in. Gusts anywhere from 40 to 50 to even 60 miles per hour. So I think Asheville will start to see their peak wind gusts really about the 8 o'clock hour. Once you get to 9 o'clock, it's still going to be breezy. Just because the rain stops doesn't mean the threats are over, because the ground is so saturated that I've seen before that wind gusts still up to 50 miles per hour behind a system like this can still bring down a tree. It's kind of like the eye wall type of deal, but there's not going to be a second coming of rain. The biggest concern that I'm really seeing here at this point is look off towards the west. I'm going to actually backtrack. See this line over in Rockingham, and I think that I can go to the wall just to really show you here. This line over here in the Rockingham, you can see this little bit of those notches here. That is just showing the chance for a little bit of rotation that's going to be around the area. And then I think that's really going to open up the window anywhere between about 7 and 10 o'clock for your tornado potential to come on up. It's really, I think, our eastern zones, since you haven't seen as much rain, you're going to be best in line for a chance for an isolated tornado. And these aren't just the spin-up ones. These could be potential supercells, and you can really see the notches here. Here, let me try to bring up an arrow tool. Notice these little notches here around Fayetteville, around Pinehurst, just west of Raleigh. That's showing significant tornado signatures here, and that's about mid to late morning. At that point, it's really clearing. Our area, Rockingham, I think you're the only one that's going to be under the gun there. Still seeing rain that's starting to clear at that point, but then still widespread up in the mountains. By the time you get about noon, we're still having some of that fleeting rain up in the mountains, the ones that are under the most significant impacts that we're seeing overall, and then things will start to calm down. Still gusts up to 30 miles per hour. We saw our first tree come down in Charlotte with gusts up to about 30, so there's still a lot more that can go on. So